All right, we're going to do winner stays on. These are some of the guys that we're going to be discussing. You guys know how the game is played, right?
Yeah.
You'll see two players. You'll say which is better or which one is maybe not necessarily better, but your preference. Jobe, Bellingham, and Estêvão. Jobe Bellingham, 4 goals, 3 assists in the championship last season with Sunderland. And Estêvão reported 37 million euro transfer to Chelsea incoming this summer.
You want to take the lead?
I love this move for Jobe. I think he's going to have success at Dortmund, but this guy here is special. And what we're seeing over the last, 10, 12 days, we're getting a real close-up look at Estêvão.
Yeah,
that would be my choice.
Look, I think Jobe Bellingham is going to evolve into a more complete version of what he already is. Him being in attacking midfield position is going to do wonders for Borussia Dortmund. But have you seen some of the golazos this kid has scored? I know you have, watching Copa Libertadores. I'm going Estêvão based on pure potential and pure high ceiling, but he's going to have to get it right in terms of what happens with him in the summer window. I know he's going to Chelsea, but where does he go on loan? Does he walk in the team? So Estêvão.
This is a win. He voted against Dortmund here. It's a win already.
First time ever.
Incredible for Palmeiras. First Endrick and now Estêvão. The add-ons would put him in that 70 million euro range if they all hit. Samu, Aghehowa, or Estêvão. Samu, 19 goals, 3 assists for Porto in the Primeira Liga in Portugal.
I'm a big Samu guy. I'm going Samu. On this one, this is a guy that already is proving it in Europe. He's on the Spanish national team. Some might say that is the second best in this studio right now, national team in the world. Some might argue differently. This, Samu is a player that, the tenacity that he has, the killer instinct that he has, I give him the slight edge over Estêvão.
Oof, this is a tough one. I love the flair. I love it. And we talk about goal scorers and how precious they are in the game. For the sake of the people in the back room and the graphics, I'm going to go with Samu on this one, but I lean over here, but a goal scorer we can never just discount.
Yeah, he's showing it in Europe, scoring against Manchester United in the Europa League, but Porto this season hasn't been good. All right, Samu Aghehowa or Franco Mastantuono.
Who do you pick in this
It's
one?
a $45 million fee to Real Madrid if all the add-ons are met. It could be the most expensive transfer in Argentine history. This kid's good. But Samu already gives me a base from Europe that I don't know if I can compare. Samu's much older. This kid's 17, not even 18 yet. Samu's 21. I don't know. Who do I pick? I think Mastantuono has an incredible talent, has that quality that he's going to be better than Samu. Right now, I think Samu can win me more games than Mastantuono on my European team that I'm building to win Champions League.
You told me preference of players you like. This is where I go. There's something about a left footer that comes from Argentina that I love. I'm staying here. I don't know about you.
I'm going Mastantuono solely because Real Madrid doesn't come knocking for teenagers often, right? So that wand of a left foot, and the only match I've watched in the Argentinian league this year was El Super Clásico. Lo siento for that one. What a golazo that was. And what a performance. Not just a golazo, what a performance. All around blockbuster of a performance.
And it wasn't the first free kick that he scored, by the way, for River. Yes, who's better right now? I think Samu might be. It's arguable, but preference? How about we go by preference? I would agree with you guys.
Yeah.
Franco Mastantuono. All right, another lefty. Franco Mastantuono or Arda Güler. 20-year-old player for Real Madrid, 6 goals, 9 assists in the limited minutes that he got. They're going to be competing in a similar spot this season.
And we so much about Arda Güler over the last couple of seasons, and last year he doesn't play basically under Ancelotti. Nico, I'm just going to go with a little bit more flair. A little bit more flair here. I think this might have a bigger upside at Real Madrid.
I think he's got bigger upside, but he's got more versatility. And Xabi Alonso, we know that he likes players who can do different things and be versatile. If he can settle into, depending on what formation they play, right? If he can settle in that deep lying playmaker role, that'll be a massive bonus. He's got more passing range. He's got more tenacity in terms of being able to, technique in terms of being able to sweep home a goal and get long distance strike. But Arda Güler, he's already shown glimpses of it at a European Championship.
Talk about long distance shots and getting the goal. He's shown this season a lot of maturity. So sorry, Tone. Personally, right now, I see Arda Güler. The way that he can also dictate. We saw him at Real Madrid in critical moments towards the back end of the season when he was getting more minutes, really pulling strings. We're going to compare two Turks now. Arda Güler and Kenan Yildiz, 12 goals, 8 assists in all comps for Juve.
Yeah, he's going to get a little bit more shine this season under Tudor, it looks like. I thought he was underused last year. I'm a huge fan of what he does and a huge fan of the way he goes about his business. Two teammates on the national team. I'm going to stick here with Yildiz and look for a massive, massive season from him.
Kenan Yildiz playing in the attacking midfield position is the key difference why I'm going to go Kenan Yildiz. His ability to get goals in crucial moments for Juve is going to be why Juventus, if they have a good season, he will be the key alongside a certain striker that they may get in the transfer window.
So Kenan it is. Yildiz against Rayan Cherki, 21-year-old from Manchester City, 12 goals, 19 assists in Ligue 1 and Europa League.
You had me at Ligue 1. You know I love the French league. Baller, certified baller right now, can do so many things on the ball. The performance he had at Old Trafford, had it not been for that red card for Lyon would have gone through. He was masterful in how he can dictate a game. He's doing it for the French national team. The ceiling is through the roof, and he's playing with the manager that can get the most out of him, Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, that for me puts it over the top, right? Playing for Pep, he knows exactly what he's looking for. He's a game changer type of guy. This is the type of guy that we'll see week in and week out perform at Manchester City. That's where I'm going, Cherki.
Rayan Cherki or João Neves, 20 years old at PSG, 5 goals, 9 assists. Obviously, that doesn't represent the type of player he is because he's a defensive midfielder. They paid him in the summer 59.9 million euros from Benfica. I think for me, it's obvious.
Yeah. Gotta go here. Yeah, you gotta go here. As much as I like him, this is where you have to go.
Mature beyond his years.
A guy that probably didn't get enough credit, right? Playing in the position that he did, with the group that he did. Yeah, I'm going here.
So PSG don't win the quadruple. They don't win the Champions League without João Neves because we've seen the impact of when you just have Vitinha, who is becoming, the season before, an elite midfielder in Europe. But the dirty work he did, the tackles he put in, the goals he single-handedly saved in the lead up to the Champions League final, that's something that stats don't pick up. He's a game changer.
Yeah, he lets the superstars be superstars in front of him, right? And being a superstar himself.
I like those kids. Are those kids from the Club World Cup?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, and he's in the shirt tucked team, which
he is.
Midfielders that do that, they tend to win Ballon d'Or. So.
All right, João Neves compared to another 21-year-old playing for Real Madrid now, Dean Huijsen, who's gone for 59.5 million euros as Real Madrid triggered the release clause at 9 shutouts with Bournemouth last season.
I have an affinity for what we call 10-year center backs, right, and goalkeepers in particular, right, guys that you think are going to be at a club for a long, long time. They made a move. Clearly, they needed defensive help. They get one of the, Bournemouth gets ripped apart here. Yeah, I mean, this is class. This is a different level. I'm going to let Mike pick this one.
So right now, João Neves, you can't knock winning the treble. You can't knock winning a Champions League and the impact. Longer term, Dean Huijsen will be a better player. He is that sort of defender that brings calm into any back line in the world right now. And how he played with Iraola, he can play in a high line, he can play in a low block. His awareness of the game, his reading of the game, it's next level. And for his age right now, it's up there in the world.
I thought you guys would have gone João Neves. There's something about
two different. It's hard to compare these two positions, but you're looking at, is he better in his position? This is 10-year center backs for me. There's not a lot in the world.
Okay.
There really aren't. And 10-year goalkeepers.
10-year center back Dean Huijsen or 20-year-old from PSG, Désiré Doué, signed this past summer from Rennes for a reported 50 million euros. 15 goals, 16 assists in all comps, including the double and the assist in the Champions League final. If you're wondering what Désiré Doué means in French, Désiré, desired, Doué, gifted.
Tone.
Yeah, look, we're going to see him against each other at some point, right? I have to give it to Doué. He's such he's like so special, and he's got he hasn't even come close to the ceiling. There's such an upside to his game. Electric player. He's the kind of player that you turn the TV on to watch. Désiré Doué, for me, wins this one.
Yeah, Désiré Doué all day. To do what he did in the Champions League final, that's unheard of. But this guy has a ceiling that we don't even know how to describe. And there's only one better teenager in the world, and that's Lamine Yamal. So that shows how good he is.
But the winner is this man, Désiré Doué, with that brace in the Champions League final. Pretty incredible. Let's see if he can bring the heat against Inter Miami.